Welcome to the Business Morning on Union Television. I am Onyinye Eslofo, and today we're going to be discussing a very important topic that affects businesses globally. We understand that internet has made connectivity across the world really great and smooth for business operations, so people can transact beyond borders from the comfort of their homes. And there are other people who even transact within Africa and also within 36 states of Nigeria. However, there is a challenge that most businesses are facing without even knowing, and that is because they lack operation principles. So what are the principles that governs your business operation? Any business that lacks principle is just going to be running at a loss, and you will have a lot of risk you wouldn't even know how to manage. So before you effectively run a business, you need to understand the importance of having principles. And today we are reviewing the importance of business principles. So if you have a business or you're planning on starting a business, especially for you who is looking forward to leveraging technology to building your business, you need to stay true to the end of this program. We'll be going on a break now, and after the break we're going to be delving deep into the topic. It's still the Business Morning on Union Television. Stay with us. Welcome back to the Business Morning on Union Television. We're still discussing business operations principles, and you need to understand what it is. So when we're saying what business operations principles are, first, I need you to understand that every business needs a governing principles. These principles can also be referred to as policies. These are fundamental laws and rules that regulate your operations. They are the concord on which your business moves, so you don't break the rules and you're able to communicate it to your customers. Now, within the internet space and with the advent of social media platforms that are now the largest market in the world, I think that can also pass for it. If we say social media is the largest market in the world, we wouldn't be mincing words, because it is. There is no market that would have everyone in the world on the same page, but social media has given us that leverage. We have millions of people on the same place transacting with people they've never seen, they've never met. So how do they relate? How are they able to manage themselves? How do they understand themselves? And how do they buy and sell seamlessly without misunderstanding, without quarrels, without banters and fights? Because if you are that business who always quarrels with customers, you're going to be losing sales. And it's easy for people to cancel you in today's world. So cancel culture is also there, where people get to learn about the things you do. And if people keep raising alarm and ringing this thing as a bell, it gets to a point when people decide to boycott you. It doesn't matter how much effort you're putting. It doesn't matter the amount of money you're investing in digital marketing. The fact that they've said no to you means no. And it doesn't just end there. These people would go ahead to tell other people, you see this business, avoid them. You see that business, avoid them. Why do they do that? Because they have cancelled you, and because you weren't able to maintain relationship, or there are some things that are lacking. That is the reason you need principles for operation. So I want to start with illustrations of events that have happened in time past between business owners and their customers. And if I buy from you online, I would report you online. So people wouldn't want to say, oh, it's time to save face. It's not a time to save face in the social media world. And it's not even every time that people have it at the back of their mind that they are trying to dent your business. Sometimes they're only trying to vent, especially when you've not been able to manage conflicts adequately. So what do? They take it up on social media, they tag bloggers, they tag different platforms that can help them to escalate. So it's either to call your attention or to make people become aware of you, or better still, to make you know that they have power in their own little way, in as much as you feel you have control over this business. And then we have cases where people begin to talk about what I ordered versus what I got. Now, this is the new name, or the christened name, for disappointment in business. So when people feel disappointed, when people feel a brand has failed them, or they feel cheated, you might just call it what I ordered versus what I got. So it's something that people want to laugh at now, because it has occurred to a very large extent, and there are a lot of tweets. So we have an instance, people even want to make jokes out of it, but even within these jokes, you understand that there are realities, or there are things that have happened in time past that people can relate to. So we have an instance where somebody is saying, oh, I ordered for a 10 inches wig and I got an 8 inches wig, and the vendor is saying, oh, your neck is too tall, or your neck is long. Now, my neck has always been the way it is, but there is something about your business, there's something about relationship, there's something about communication, there's something about understanding your customer. These are part of the policies we're going to be looking at, business principles you need to have in place. So when you have a case like that, what do you do? And then there are people who would buy clothes and see, or ready to wear clothes. You have them ready to wear, you have the size, they even go, some brands go as far as putting in the description of, oh, this dress is made of this fabric, it is this size, it is this color. You order only for you to receive the complete opposite of what you got. And what do you want this customer to do? Fight you? Some of them might not even have that energy, because disappointment can be heartbreaking. So they are still trying to nurse their wound. They've lost money, they've lost time, and trust. Betrayal of trust hurts really deep. So they have a lot going on their head. And then they put out these pictures to say, look at what this person did, look at what this brand did. Now, it's really funny how within this space, we have people who will be for you, we have people who will be against you, we have people who would cheer you on to your pits, to any pit you're falling into, they'll keep clapping for you. So what do I mean by this? There are people who would say comments like, who make comments like, how much did you buy this product? If you bought it for this amount, what are you expecting? What they are expecting is the truth. You owe them the truth. As far as you're in business, you owe them the truth. That is the number one principle for business operations: truth. Owe your customers the truth. You owe your customers the truth. If you do not have this product, don't claim you have this product. Now, it is one thing to desire something, and then it's another thing to find the right person to make it. But then it is something entirely different to agree to what you cannot do as a business. So in every business, you have your SWOT analysis done. You need to know your strengths, you need to know your weakness, you need to know where you are limited. Don't take up things that are bigger than you. You don't stretch yourself beyond your capacity. There are clothes that you know you cannot make. We're not talking about the financial commitment. We're talking about making it even if it's on a budget. You know you cannot make this kind of dress at this time. You don't have to accept it. There is a dignity in saying no, because you owe your customer the truth. So when you're relating with your customers, you owe them the truth. That is number one principle of business: truth. Owe your customers the truth. Tell them the truth at every time. It doesn't make you less. You know, when someone comes with a dress, or probably the person must have taken a screenshot from Miss Gala or screenshot from AMVCA, and the person is presenting this elegant and fabulous dress to you, asking you to make exactly the same thing, whether or not they have the budget. If you cannot do it, tell the person you cannot do it. But what can you do differently? You can decide to tell the person what you can do. I cannot give you exactly this, but I can give you something similar, and it will be your own creation. If the person is okay with it, fine, the customer can buy from you. And if you think that there are a lot of accessories that went into making that dress that you know you do not have. State it. Whatever is your limitation, every business has a weakness. So whatever is your weakness, state it. Tell your customer, make them understand. Beyond saying, oh, this dress, sometimes some people would want to make their customers feel bad for bringing a style they cannot make as a way of covering up their weakness. Nobody is without flaws, right? This is business. So when your customer sees this, you can tell your customer, I cannot make this dress because this dress requires this applique, that stone, this, and that. If you want it to be elegant and fantastic, you need these things, and it's going to be very expensive. If they say no, they can't afford it, it's a no. And if they say yes, go ahead. If you can't, let them know. If you can't, state it. We're still talking about the importance of business principles. We'll be going on a break right now. And when we're back from this break, we'll be talking more about the importance of business principles. This is still Business Morning on Union Television. Stay with us. Welcome back to the Business Morning on Union Television. We are still discussing the principles of business operations. And yes, we said if you cannot make a dress, let your customer know. Now, it's tricky when you tell your customer, you need this, you need that, you need applique, you need stones, you need pearls, you need all the chiffons and satins and doll face and baby face, and the customer still says yes. Go ahead. And you cannot do it. So what do you now do? Some persons will now force themselves into creating what they cannot create. This is not the time to learn. You don't use your customer's exotic fabric to learn how to make clothes. If you cannot do it, what can you do? You can decide to give it to someone who you know can do it, and then let the person make it for your customer. Or you can still let your customer know you can't do it, or you're not very good, you're still learning this thing. So in order to maintain relationship and to also ensure you don't damage the fabric, you would suggest that you make another style, or you can refer them to someone you know. This customer would appreciate you for telling the truth. Remember, you owe your customer the truth. That is the first principle of business operations: integrity. You owe your customer the truth, so that when they know they are making decisions, they are making these decisions with enough information. They are not just making decisions blindly. So now that you know this, what else can you do in a case where a customer is asking for a style that you cannot make? Now, we talked about people making ready to wear. It's as simple as saying you have a sample of this clothes, but your fabric is not crepe, or your fabric is not satin. If you know what your fabric is, state it. So if the customer is buying this, you're not now deceiving the customer into buying what is not obtainable. Because if you say you have this fabric, you have this dress in silk, and then the customer buys it because the person needs a silky dress in her wardrobe. The person buys the dress only to find out that it is made of chiffon. You just lied. You've deceived this person because you know. Okay? So these people come back to say what I ordered versus what I got. Look at the space, look at the arm, look at the this, look at the collar. And people are wondering, how much did you pay? It's easy for you to ask how much did you pay when you're not the person at the receiving end. So when people are asking, how much did you pay? How much did you pay? You now, the customer, or you, the business owner, they are clapping for you, or you're feeling like they didn't pay as much. They didn't pay so much money. So their money got them what they deserved. But it's damage to your business, because whether you know it or not, the person who asked how much did you pay will not buy from you. So people have noted you, they've marked you, and they're staying far away from you. and it's your own disadvantage. So don't say what you cannot do. Don't show people what you don't have. Instead, tell them what you have. And the persons will tell you they paid the amount required, they paid the amount stated. I paid what I was asked to pay. So it is still on you for not telling the truth, for not opening up to your customer, for not even owning what you have at the time. So you need to tell the truth. That is one major principle. And we're going to be looking at next, communication. You need to communicate correctly. You need to communicate clearly. It's a principle that governs your business, especially in the internet space. Now, within the internet space, we're not looking at businesses who already have working stores or businesses who are already established across different locations. We're looking at businesses who are majorly online, businesses that operate online. People don't have a store to work into. People don't even know you, right? So how do these people get to trust you? Why should I trust you? You know, there are people who are fallen victims of scam, business scam. The people who say our policy states that you have to pay before delivery, and people see that they have this large following. They have over 2,000 followers. They have 10,000, they even have over 300,000 followers, and they have engagements and their posts. So they decide to pay. They've paid, they're not getting the products, they're not getting their money back. And it's running for days. And you think you don't owe them an explanation. Oh, you do owe them an explanation. So with that, people are mindful of how they spend. People are mindful of how they pay. People are mindful of who they are dealing with. How do you communicate with them? Do you just chat with them carelessly? Some people don't even have a structured communication approach. The way you interact with your customers, it doesn't matter if it's a DM. Is it structured? You're typing with this emoji, phone, or even using text speech for a business. You're not chatting with your friend, you're not chatting with family, you're not catching up with an old schoolmate. This is your business account, and you're just chatting with a customer loosely. The customer would have some perception about you. So how you communicate matters. And when you're not able to communicate rightly, there is always conflict. Because if a customer says, I am buying 3 of these pieces and I would complete payment after delivery with an initial deposit, and you say, no, we don't do pay after delivery at all, and we don't do refunds. You can communicate your policies. It's, a lot of people have this no refund. Why do you have no refund updated on your bio? Is it a policy? Or do you see other people doing it and that's the reason you're doing it? No refund. But I don't trust you. No refund. I don't know you. So you're telling me no refund and you don't have integrity. So I buy this cake that is supposed to be strawberry cake, or I buy this banana bread. I buy what is supposed to be a banana bread only for me to get a family loaf, and your policy is stating no refund. Why should I eat it? I come back to tell you, oh, I think there's a mistake. I ordered banana bread and not family loaf, and you're telling me, well, we cannot refund. It's not my mistake. It is yours. How do you now communicate in the case where there is an error? How do you communicate when you're taking orders? How do you check people's orders? Do you follow up with them? Are you certain that what you're saying is what they are saying? Because people communicate differently. And you need to understand that, because you're dealing with people from different background, ethnicity, culture, and family. So the society they grew up in is different from yours. How do you communicate with them for the interest of your business? You need to understand your communication style with your customers. If you're that person who doesn't communicate in DM, you communicate either on WhatsApp or you have a website. Is it accessible? Is it open? Are you there to interact with them? If your customer understands this policy, they'll be able to run with it and you would have less conflict. Now we're going to be going into the marketplace to learn from people who are already in the market, how they interact with their customers, what their policies are, and how the market has been for them. You certainly need to learn from the field because they have practical knowledge that they can share with you and they would be sharing with you to help grow your business. Come with me.
This is Marketplace Synergy, a segment of Business Morning where we interact with market people to learn about their businesses, their challenges, and their success stories. How long have you been in this business?
For this place, I've been here for 6 months ago. For a business gone, I've been into it for 2 years ago.
Now, what has kept you in this business for this length of time?
What you are into is what you will know. You cannot just divert and go another thing. As far as you are into it and you are seeing a lot of small things, something like that, you can keep into it and learn more and continue to grow. Cannot just maybe one or two things happen, you will leave it and run go another thing. They say consistency pays, so you got to stick to it. That's why I'm here now.
Were there principles you laid down for yourself that when I'm into business, these are the principles I'm going to follow before you started?
Yeah, sure. Like that 2 years ago, I wrote my senior secondary education as of 2022. And then when I am coming to Lagos for business, I have my own principle. That what I'm coming is to do business and expand. I'm coming to what I will do is trust myself, be doing what I'm doing, be focused, persist on it, and no matter any challenge, I will keep other things apart and make sure that I grow my business. I have it in mind, and that was my focus, and that is what I'm doing, and I hope to expand it further.
Now, how were you able to keep on with this principle for these 2 good years?
What happened is sometimes it can be a kind of frustrating, but you got to keep to your principle. Like sometimes you will feel like this thing is taking you a longer time as you have earlier expected, but because you have it in mind and you know where you're going, you have to stick to it and work towards it. That is what kept me going on. Because initially I know what I have in mind, and that I got to achieve it before I take on that things. That's why I persist.
That's amazing. Now, in trying to implement and maintain these principles, by that time you came across some challenges.
Sure, because starting the business, I didn't have capital. Just as I told you earlier, I graduated from secondary school and started up. I didn't have the capital, even to start this thing. Yes, demand capital, even though no matter the little. That was challenge one. So I got to from my friends and from my brothers borrow some money to start up. Then starting up to get where you will stay for this Lagos is not easy. The amount you pay for shop rent and all this is not something easy. There are many challenges involved. Sometimes where you come new to see customer and wahala. So there are many challenges involved. But as far as you have what you have in mind, you got to continue. By God's grace, you will be doing it. That is all.
Now, what has kept you for this length of time? Because you said you came across some challenges. What kept you through business up until now?
Just as I earlier told you, as you ask about my principle and my target, it is what I have in mind that kept me going. What I want to do, what I focus on, that is what kept me going. No matter the challenge I might face, even the matter the challenge I might face in front now, as far as that thing, I never achieved what brought me here. I will continue persist and going. By God's grace, I will reach there.
You are a very young person. There are so many young people like you who are roaming about and saying, I don't know what to do. I don't have what to do. Now, if someone who is young like you want to start up a business like this, now concerning principles when it has to do with business, what do you have? What advice do you have to give to such a person?
The advice I can give is this: every human being has your own purpose. Find your own purpose in that thing. Whatever you choose to do, have passion for it and do that. Continue doing it no matter the challenges you will face. And I will say continue doing it. Yes, there's a period of time that maybe you say you have tried this up to for so time, it is not yet anything, but at least you self you will know you have tried to it. Something you cannot just enter business for 1 year 2 year, you go see it did not work. No, it is not, it doesn't happen like that. You got to do it, continue, have your purpose, have your target, and work towards it. By God's grace and by your own effort, you will achieve it.
If someone wants to locate this your shop to get some of these accessories you are selling, how will they be able to locate it?
Uh, my shop is at number 8 Akiremi Street in Anifowosho, Ikeja, Lagos. I will also want to talk about one thing. Many challenges you are having here. One thing is this electricity you are having. Here they don't normally give us much time electricity, hours electricity. Even though I stayed here like 9 hours, you will already experience like 4 hours, and we need light here. And so they can't be, they are bringing us just like this morning. I received a bill of 237,000 something, which is what I can't afford for a month bill. It is obvious much now. 237,000 something. It is much for us. So government should also look into that. The Ikeja electricity bill should also look into that. I've complained to them, and I also hope they will do something towards it.
How is business going?
We bless the Lord.
How long have you been in this business?
For 17 years now.
Wow, 17 good solid years. That is amazing. Of all the businesses, why salon business?
I have passion to make women beautiful and look good. Yeah, that is why.
That is amazing. Before you started this business, were there principles, maybe as an apprentice when you were doing, there were some things you saw? Or maybe as you go to other shops, there are things you see and you don't like. So you now said in your mind, when I start my own business, I make sure mine doesn't toe this line. I make sure mine goes, yes, those are part of the principle.
To make my customer, happy and at the end come back the next time. Yeah. And make everywhere clean. Like listening to customers, what their complaints are, and don't get angry. Even when you know that what they are saying is sometimes annoying, but just listen and make adjustment. Yeah.
Now, how were you able to follow these principles through?
Patient. Patient. Just have patience.
In trying to implement and maintain this principle, were there times you came across challenges?
A lot. A lot. There are some customers that just come with so much anger, maybe from home or from office. But when they just bring those kind of negative energy, you just try as much as possible to just work with our customers. That is what I do. So they get annoyed for no reason. Maybe you just place the towel on their body and they're like, what kind of towel is this? What kind of color is this? This towel is smelling. This towel is. It's not because of the towel. They came with some kind of anger issue and we just tried to work with that. That's what I do.
Now, with all these things, all these challenges, for 17 good years, how were you able to go through all these challenges? You navigate your way through it and you are still doing fine in business. See how your shop is looking. Can you tell us some of it?
What I do is that each time I'm alone at home, I just try to say, okay, why did this customer get so angry every time she come around? So sometimes I try to just talk to them. How was work? How is your family? And from there, I can pick a little bit of why they have so much anger, and I work with that. Yeah, I always have kind of relationship with my customers. They can tell me things that they cannot tell anybody. So because I have small quality time with them. Yeah, that's what I do.
For someone who wants to start this kind of your business, ma, what would be your advice to the person?
Okay, concerning money, you can start with whatever you have. But Whatever you have, you can start with whatever you have.
When it has to do with principles, because there are some principles that as a business person, if you want to last, like you have said, patience. Now, what are those things apart from money that you will have to share with someone who will start this kind of business?
When you are doing business, you make sure that when it comes to the capital, you don't touch, that is, you don't tamper with the capital. You can only, okay, maybe you want to start this business maybe with 20,000, and you don't have so much money to like maybe take care of yourself, but just make sure that 20,000 is there. Don't take out of it. Use whatever come out of that 20,000, but don't touch the capital. That is how your business will grow. So from the gain that is coming out of that your capital, then you can use that, but don't touch the capital from what you start with. That is what I use to sustain my business. Yeah.
Ma, if someone wants to locate this place to look beautiful, how can they be able to locate this your shop?
Okay, I'm in Ikeja in Anifoshe, number 17B, Akiremi Street. This is Ziva Salon. We make hair and sell hair products and weave on and attachments. Yeah.
What number to be precise? Because
17B, Akiremi Street in Anifoshe, inside Ikeja. That is very close to Computer Village.
so if you want to look beautiful, you can find your way to this place. Thank you very much for your time. How long have you been in this business?
For 10 years now.
10 years, amazing. 10 years is a very long time. Now, of all businesses, you chose to do salon. Why salon?
Because I love from my childhood, I have feeling to make customer hair. So that is why I choose to be hairdresser.
But when you finish your apprenticeship and you were about to have your own, at least there were things in your heart that now that I'm about to open my own shop, my own business, this is what I want to do. This is what I saw in the other shop. I don't want it in my own business. And so those are principles. You never had anything like that.
Okay, I have something like that in mind too. Because when I was learning work, my madam place was very small. So I want my own to be better than her own.
Right. When you had your own big business, when you started your own business, how were you able to follow these principles one after the other?
And because when I live there, I believe say when you follow customer with good manner, they will stay with you. That is why.
Now, in trying to implement and maintain these your principles in business, were there times you came across challenges?
Yes, a lot of challenge. Even when I have my own, both physical challenge, both spiritual challenge. But my own belief, as long as my heart is clean, I leave everything to God to fight the battle for me. Yes.
Now, can you tell us some other things that help you to overcome this challenge? Because as I'm seeing the salon, to an extent, you are doing fine. Now, what helped you and you pull through all these challenges and you are still standing in business up till now?
What helped me most is God and prayer and customer relationship.
And that will be all on Marketplace Synergy today.
It's really been an amazing time talking with market people and learning from them, getting to know how their business has been able to endure the test of time, how it has been starting and sustaining their business up until this time. If you're that person who is starting a business, your business would last, your business will be sustained. And all the information you have gathered from this segment and from this program, you can apply to make your business stand the test of time. And yes, we're rooting for you and we are sure that you will be that successful business. Thank you for joining us today on Business Money. For more informative content, follow us across all our social media platforms. And yes, subscribe to our YouTube channel. I am Onyinye Esdofo as always. And until I see you again, keep watching Union Television.